What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video. It's been released, Doctor Doom, the comic book version from Hot Toys. And if you still want to pre-order this, I believe it's still up, or maybe it's sold out, but just keep an eye at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below. I think it turned out great. The previews itself, it was already pretty strong for this Doctor Doom, and I know some people are holding off. I'm not gonna lie, including myself, for the inevitable Robert Downey Jr. Iteration of Doctor Doom. This version, I think, will always have a place in somebody's collection. We don't know how he's gonna look like. I don't know if they're gonna be true to the comics. I'm sure they're gonna, tweak it a little bit, maybe a different type of outfit of some sort. But if this could go well, I would say, even on the Fantastic Four movie, let's say you bought those four, this would go well with that. Let's say just because it looks like Doctor Doom, like really from the comic book, you could go away without waiting for that Downey. Now, we could be wrong here. That could be and I don't doubt it, that it's going to be an awesome figure if and when it comes out. The question is when. This is released now, so I'm assuming we're waiting 3-4 months, if not sooner, for this to arrive stateside. Now, if you're in different parts of the world, you might access this a lot sooner than that, compared to if you are gonna wait for that Avengers Doomsday. Then that's gonna take a while, before the movie comes out. When is that? 2 years from now, and then another year for the figure. So we're talking about 3 years minimum here, that this is gonna be your your primary Doctor Doom. And for the price they're asking for it, it's like $100 per year that you are owning this before that other Doom comes out. I mean, if you're a fan, that's not a bad trade-off, if you think of it that way. The rolling eyeball system, I think, was pretty strong because it brings out different expressions, even though you don't see the face. Like there are shots in here where his eyes are kind of like, demonic and wide open, and it fits the character. Just overall arc of it looks pretty good. You see this, he made a comic book cover here, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. I was hoping that this type of figures, like the comic book iteration, would have been exclusive to Hano. Like this would have been a lot better price-wise if this was Hano. I feel like they should really separate the two, like comic books, Hano, movie ones, MMS, and I'm glad that Hot Toys does it. It's just that I think it's easier pill to swallow if the inevitable RDJ comes out, and let's say it has an RDJ head sculpt, and you have all these options to recreate the same way that we see it here now. I think that would have been better off in your wallet if this was, let's say, $200, like Magneto, and remove some of the bells and whistles, and $200, and let's say that RDJ one is like $320, $340. Compared to this is currently like $320, and then you hit $700. I feel like that's what Hano is for, to create comic book style, or animated style type of figures that doesn't require too much. But this has a lot of bells and whistles, to be fair. The base looks good. The base itself, it has a gargoyle, and it's not too big that it would still fit your display, yet it's big enough so that you could kind of use it as a prop, as a diorama piece. Look at this. Yeah, he's standing within that base. Maybe it could have been a little bit bigger, like wider at least, so you have a little bit of space when he spread his legs out there, because you can turn his back from it. And like all these effects as well, with the hands, the banner behind him, all the accessories, the head sculpt looks amazing. The eyes, I know in the special edition you get like a different mask as well. So all of those combined looks pretty good. You know, I think you're getting your money's worth for sure when it comes to this. And like I said, classic never goes out of style. So with this guy right here, yeah, I'm no Doctor Doom expert, but just eyeballing this, I'm sure there's somebody's gonna on the comments gonna be like, well, you know, the tunic is different, you know, the stripes, and I get all of that, and you know, cool. But at the end of the day, this, look at those eyes, those crazy eyes. You know, you mark it with some effects. This looks great. Again, the eyes are realistic enough that you could technically just pair it up with any of your Hot Toys MMS figures and you'll be fine. In my opinion, you'll be fine. I want to see more. I want to see more of these comic book versions, especially the mask ones. You get the mask one, it doesn't matter. You could pretend RDJ's behind that mask, you know? How can you tell? How can you tell? The hood looks decent enough, you know, looks like it's holding. It's not the, what do you call it? The Star Wars hood. Is that Dart Revan that they're having issues with? Because it's not long enough or wide enough in the front, so it doesn't hold quite well. I don't think you have that issue in here. It looks pretty good. The cape drapes decent. You know, it's a bit heavy. It's a bit heavier material, so you're not gonna get the you know, like the normal drape when it's a thin fabric, because that's more drapey. But it's okay. You know, I don't think it ruins the figure whatsoever. The arms looks good, and the turnaround time for this is pretty quick as well. I'm pretty surprised with that, and pleasantly surprised. But look, this looks amazing. But let me know in the comments, is this something that you would pick up, or are you waiting like everyone else or some people, including myself, for the RDJ version? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on this one, because this is really tempting for me. I didn't pre-order this. I'm not per se waiting for the RDJ. Honestly, I'm just, you know, I'm in a different phase of my collection. So no pre-orders. We don't know what's going to happen in the future kind of deal with me. But for you, I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Is this a must-have? Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.